He's not messing around. I mean, you should have heard him in a press conference a little bit earlier today. I'm going to share that with you. Just a quick little snippet before we get to The View and a few other big stories. Here we go.
And we're getting rid of the slums, too. We have slums here. We're getting rid of them. I know it's not politically correct. You'll say, oh, so terrible. No, we're getting rid of the slums.
Holy shit. They're getting yanked off the air. These hosts are in a panic and producers pull the plug and cut the feed. Megyn Kelly goes scorched earth on Drew Barrymore over past Dylan Mulvaney, Kamala Harris interview.
Like what I would do to combat the hate, right?
Yeah.
But what do you do?
Still on their knees.
Okay, that's a great question. Now,
Oh my God, there's so much wrong with that clip. It's stomach turning. She like, leftists need to learn the number one lesson of being happy in life. Do not lean into your problems. Don't lean into crazy. Everyone's had crazy in their lives. The successful, sane ones do not obsess over it, do not want to relive it over and over, do not want to talk about it night and day on their show. Do not
And talk about crazy. Jerome Powell. Yeah, he should be fired. But yeah, crazy. Forced to admit who's actually eating Trump's tariffs.
So now 17 past the hour, let's get to news about your money. Consumer Price Index released earlier today. And the big headline showing inflation rising 2.7% on an annual basis. That's lower than estimated. Wall Street reacting in a big way. The Dow is up 400 points, but booming. Wow.
And what we're waiting for to reduce rates is to understand what will happen with really the tariff inflation. And there's a lot of uncertainty about that. Every forecaster you can name who is a professional forecaster with adequate resources and forecasts for a living is forecasting pretty significant. Everyone that I know is forecasting a meaningful increase in inflation in coming months from tariffs because someone has to pay for the tariffs.
So who exactly is eating Trump's tariffs?
when you look at the key categories that we always look at, energy, food, and shelter, energy fell by 1.1%. That was largely driven because of gas prices falling in the month of July by 2.2%. Look at that food. I mean, this is where people spend their money, right? Food every single day. Food flat, 0%, and actually down at the grocery store by 0.1%. And then shelter, we always usually see an increase because that is what people are paying on rent, and we know that rents are rising.
Energy, food, and shelter is where everyone's spending their money today. But even though Trump says the economy is so good, the pain felt at the checkout when you see those totals for what would have once bought a month's worth of food but is now only covering a few days to get you by until payday, maybe, in some weak attempt at trying not to keep your pantry completely empty and bare. Or when you see that monthly deduction come out of your checking or savings account to pay the light bill and rent's going up through the roof, mainly because interest rates are so high and nobody can afford to buy a house. So renting's the only option left. Well, that or living in your car or van. But it gets worse because all these costs add up. And on top of that, healthcare expenses are high. And if you don't eat good food and have a nice place to live, you're probably not going to be in the best healthy state. But what can you do in a system that's purely designed to keep you sick, broke, down, and poor, barely scraping by, hand to mouth or foot to mouth even, clinging on to hope of maybe some help after getting a surprise in your mailbox with a stimulus check or something. But I wouldn't hold my breath. But instead, I would do what everyone else has already done and get money back. And it's putting seniors living, well, if you want to call it living, on Social Security back on track and moving in the right direction. And the feedback I've been getting from the community, which keeps growing, by the way, is life-changing. I'm talking big money and thousands on average. Pick up the phone, make a quick, simple, and easy call, and walk away not only smiling ear to ear, wonderful peace of mind, and also huge savings on healthcare. I want to thank Chapter for helping so many seniors save money on Medicare And the number's on the screen, or I'll put it down in the description, and I'll put a link for you guys as well to join my free community that's helping people save money, invest, and learn more about ways to generate passive income. It's all entirely free. But the first thing I would do is pick up the phone and call Tractor and see how much money I could save now before it's too late. When you call them, tell them you heard about it. Tell them you heard about them from me, Kevin.
Whoa. Okay. So people are freaking out over that. I'm sure The View is going to have plenty to say. Oh, but wait. You see, The View is on hiatus. The View is on hiatus, and they let that one slip. Remember? Silencing The View. You know what I just read today? She writes, and this is on TikTok that she writes this. ABC is reviewing the liberal bias on The View. The View. The show with 5 women speaking there. She's got a typo in there. She means their own opinions. That's the threat now. They say they're not canceling it. They're just, quote, reviewing the bias, which is code for we're gonna cancel it. Okay, she's right on that. We're gonna cancel it. ABC's gonna cancel it.
Do your eyes and ears deceive you, ladies and gentlemen? You heard that right. Trish Reagan on ABC, The View, now on hiatus, but they're going to cancel it, or at least this is code for they're going to cancel it. Rosie O'Donnell goes off the rails over The View getting canceled. ABC prepares to cancel The View over liberal bias, according to Rosie O'Donnell.
Today, we have Rosie O'Donnell talking about this in this hilarious video that we're checking out here today.
When you wonder why, Trump had Stephen Colbert fired, watch all the Melania segments and maybe you'll get a little bit of an understanding.
Which is complete BS. Trump didn't have Stephen Colbert fired. That's not what happened at all. But, these people are complete lunatics. So what do you expect?
Like, it's a matter of time. I've said this all along. We're just trying to soften you up first. Because it's not enough to run the country into the ground, she writes. You have to control what people see, what they hear, what they think. And The View, well, that's just a little too much woman.